So you know what it's going to be. You know, Hibs will get a petition out now for fans to play in the games v Celtic and Rangers. Do you know what I mean? Anybody that supports Hibs, get your boots out because you'll get a game. As soon as they play us, that's their last game of the season.
We've gathered together a supporter of each of the top 3 clubs battling out at the top of the SPFL, and they have promised us they're going to behave. First of all, from the Celtic point of view, John Dykes from Celtic State of Mind podcast. Morning, Paul. I mean, have you been enjoying the title race?
Very few games have been enjoyable, to be fair, Charlotte. You were talking about a roller coaster. It's been more like a ghost train. Every single round of fixtures, you're kind of praying that either Hearts or Rangers drop something. But we go into this weekend and we've never taken anything from Dundee this season. Dundee or Dundee United. We've never taken anything from... We've never beaten Hearts and we've never beaten Rangers in the league. So, yes, it's not been that enjoyable. And you just hope that we are able to put on 11 players that click, because it hasn't been clicking, unfortunately.
And of a Hearts persuasion, Liam Corbett of the This Is My Story podcast. Liam, I imagine this season has been a slightly less of a roller coaster for you, or maybe just as much of a roller coaster, but a more fun one.
Well, it's a new roller coaster. Normally this time of the season, you're fighting, or you're set your sights on third or European football or a cup run. So lots of new emotions for Hearts, and this weekend's felt pivotal for a long time. If I've been honest, I've been sort of counting down the days of what's that game where if we win there, I still feel like this is actually going to happen. But this week, I think, is like I said, could be the first time for a long time that we won't be top of the league Saturday night. Puts the pressure on us on the Sunday. And I've said for a while now that you're going to see this wave of, you know, whoever plays first puts pressure on the other two. We've seen Rangers drop points at Livingston before, and then the Old Firm was a draw when Hearts had played first both times. We was at Kelly when Celtic and Rangers played before us. So it's a big weekend for Hearts, but it's been an enjoyable season. But it could also be the greatest season. So let's hope it keeps going.
And finally, Scott Cameron of the Rangers Journal podcast. Morning, Scott. How have you been enjoying this season?
Well, I think like Paul says, I don't think I've enjoyed any of it, to be perfectly honest with you. I find it remarkable on the 1st of April that we're actually in with a shout going into the last 7 games. It's been, I've started going to the games with my young son, 8 years old, first season ticket. So it's been a traumatic season for him, never mind his old dad. He survived Russell Martin, etc. It's just been, it has been a roller coaster, and as is often says, I think there's still a lot of twists and turns still to come.
Well, yeah, this was the thing, Scott. I mean, Rangers were so far adrift. It's hard to believe that was this season, how far adrift Rangers were. So to even be talking about them being in the title race is probably something a lot of Rangers fans, if you'd asked them back in September, maybe wouldn't have believed. But how do Rangers fans feel about the title race and their potential in it?
I still think there's an element of the belief isn't 100%, because we have had disappointment even in recent weeks. You're 2-0 up against Celtic and you drop points. Livingston, you come back to. The away form, I think, is a concern for a lot of Rangers fans. We managed to scrape over the line at Paisley recently, but obviously after the split we're going to have to go to Tynecastle and we're having to go to Celtic Park. So, you know, I think something has to change. But I think there's a belief, and you wonder if the mentality within the dressing room and the mentality within the sport, the support changes. If you manage to get top of the league on Saturday night, admittedly it would only be short term, but I think the vast majority of the Rangers fans, Charlotte, are just still quite surprised that we're even in this position. Going back a number of years, Celtic have traditionally had the league done and dusted by this point. So a title race is unheard of, even from the Celtic point of view. Celtic have consistently won, but they've never had the pressure of an actual title race in recent seasons, because they've always been so far ahead.
Paul, do you agree with that?
There has been a sense of complacency, I think, Charlotte, that creeps in of, you are far ahead in the league. I think even last season, you've seen it. The performances really did drop off after the Bayern Munich game, after the playoff. And the challenge, we should be able to step up to it. You should be able to dip into a squad where you've got enough quality. But if you haven't been doing the business in the transfer windows for a number of seasons, a couple of seasons at least, then you don't have that quality. And I think we've been stripped of quality. You look at the fact that we lost players like Nicholas Kuhn and Adam Ida even this season. They've not been sufficiently replaced. So when we're trying to bed people in and players in that are on short-term deals, we only brought them in January. It's very, very difficult to get that rhythm. And in relation to it being a proper three-way fight, I mean, it's been a long, long time since that happened. I'm old enough to remember 1986, 40 years ago. And I don't know if Liam is, but it's obviously going to end up as revenge for Hearts or Celtic somehow managed to replicate what happened 40 years ago. But that would require virtual perfection between now and the end of the season.
The mind game's already. It's only 6:30 and you've brought up Albert Kidd and Dundee. Come on.
I know. We've been celebrating it for 40 years, but everything can be washed away. This is the thing, Liam. I mean, the hurt and the pain that people like yourself and maybe your father and your uncle and all the rest of it felt, that must be in your mind coming into this part of the season. Will it go to the last game? And if so, everybody will be talking about Albert Kidd and Love Street, won't they?
Aye. Well, you can tell that there's a gap in the generations. You can see all the folk that were 86 are gone. Right, just everybody chill out. I'll celebrate in the 92nd minute of the last game when we can that it's actually done, and all the young folk are like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened.
The thing for me is also, I think the setup of the fixtures when the post split is announced, I think how the SPFL, the police, Sky, etc., do they go for the drama of Hearts Rangers or Celtic Hearts last game of the season, when the derby matches are, etc. I think that's going to be a factor in it as well. I think how the setup, particularly as Liam says, around away fixtures. Do Celtic get the benefit of the final game of the season at home, or just the logistical part of it? I think intrigues me as well, because I think you could get into a wee run if Rangers have won their last two games. If you can win the two matches, 4 on the bounce going into the last 5, that possibly makes you top of the league going into the last 5 matches. But I'm very much old school, cliched, one game at a time. Deal with Dundee United, and then we'll take it from there. I try not to look too far ahead, but I wish it was the 24th of May and we actually knew who was lifting the league title, to be honest.
It's funny because I'm actually, without this season out with, I'm not a huge fan of the split. I don't like it. I feel that someone could be having like a great season and then you're forced to play the 5 best teams running about. Yeah, look at like Leicester down south and think, if you imagine they were on their run in their last 10 games where they had to go to the top 10 in the league. I feel that drama of, where do you go the last game of the season? Like you said there, you could get a Falkirk, or you could get a Motherwell, you could get a Dundee or a Dundee United last game of the season. They've got things to play for, you've got things to play for, because right now it looks like probably the 3 of us are probably the 3 that are going to have real tangible stuff to play for in the split. So you know what it's going to be. Hibs will get a petition out now for fans to play in the games v Celtic and Rangers. Do you know what I mean? Anybody that supports Hibs, get your boots out because you'll get a game. As soon as they play us, that's their last game of the season. And then also, so as a Hearts fan, I'm sitting looking at the table trying to figure out, right, if Celtic lose, maybe they'll lie down to us at Celtic Park. If Rangers fall out, they'll lie down to us at Tynecastle. But it's funny because the split is something that I've never really been a fan of, and if it costs us the title this year, I'll be campaigning to get it in the bin. Like,
this is one of the things I've actually been wondering about, Liam. I mean, how do you think Hibs fans? You joke about it there, but like, what would Hibs fans be wanting? I mean, come the end of the season,
Albert Kidd, tears and snorters. They're either going to have the greatest summer of their life or the worst summer they've ever had. It's funny because I work with some Hibs guys and we walk past our desks, can see each other walk past each other all the time, and they're slowly but surely starting to get below the wee we've got like wee dividers, and I can see just the tops of their head. Like, so they're desperate for anything. I think they know my fixtures and our form better than we do. They keep telling me about how many losses and points and Rangers form and Celtic's form.
I think Charlotte also were speaking about a three-way title race. Until recently, Motherwell were obviously a big part of the situation, and they're going to play unless their form has fell off a cliff, they're going to have a big say. Hearts have obviously to play Motherwell home and away, and obviously we've us in Celtic have to play them the ones. Motherwell are going to have a big say in the final destination of the title as well. I'm happy that we've got them at Ibrox and we're not having to travel there. But just to quickly go back, the away fixtures to Celtic and Hearts aren't the biggest concern for me. I think we go to Falkirk before the split, and I think that's probably going to be our extra away game as well. So potentially we'll have Falkirk away twice in the last 7 matches, Falkirk's my local team, but Banana Skin Central, going on to the plastic pitch and what have you, I'm more concerned about that away fixture than I am what you would expect to be the harder matches.
And just finally, I'll come round you all again. Liam, in a sentence, as few words as possible, make the case for Hearts winning the league. Put you on the spot here.
Derek McInnes.
Okay. Scott, same to you. As few words as possible, your case for Rangers being able to win the league.
James Tavernier, last 7 matches as Rangers captain. I think this would be a fitting way for him to exit Rangers in the summer, and I think that'll be his motivation, and I think he'll be pushing that within the dressing room.
Paul, finally, if you can, even.
For 40 years, Hearts have been waiting for this moment of revenge, and hopefully Martin O'Neill can pull a rabbit out of the hat, but he's going to have to bring some magic to the table because the Celtic team is the worst that we've seen for quite some time.